Hey everyone, how's it going? So I got this message from a viewer named, well, actually I got a bunch of messages. Turns out, a lot of you are trying to navigate this whole long-distance relationship thing. And let me tell you, that's no walk in the park. I mean, sure, absence is supposed to make the heart grow fonder, but sometimes it just feels like absence. So whether you're miles apart because of school, work, or just life throwing you a curveball, I want you to know you're not alone. And hey, if you find this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more tips and support on mastering long-distance relationships. Alright, let's be real. Communication is the name of the game in any relationship, but it's especially crucial when there's distance involved. Think of it like this. Communication is the bridge that keeps you connected, even when you're miles apart. First things first, regular check-ins are a must. And no, I'm not talking about a quick, hey, you up text at 2 a.m. I'm talking about dedicated time for meaningful conversations. It doesn't have to be hours on end every single day, but make it a point to have quality time where you can really talk and catch up. Being open and honest with each other is like strengthening the foundation of that bridge. The more you share, the closer you'll feel. Communicate openly, honestly, and frequently, and you'll be well on your way to building a rock-solid foundation for your long-distance love. Okay, so we've covered the importance of communication, but now let's talk about setting clear expectations. This is where things can get a little tricky, but trust me, it's a conversation worth having. Think of it like this. You're both on a road trip, right? But you haven't quite figured out the destination or how often you'll stop for snacks. You need to be on the same page about your goals, your boundaries, and what you both expect from this long-distance situation. Start by talking about your relationship goals. What do you hope to achieve by being in a long-distance relationship? Are you ultimately working towards closing the distance? Or are you content with maintaining a long-distance connection for the foreseeable future? Once you're clear on your goals, it's time to set some boundaries. This might include things like how often you'll communicate, what topics are off limits, or how you'll handle disagreements. By setting clear expectations from the get-go, you'll minimize misunderstandings and set yourselves up for success. We touched on trust earlier, but this is so important it deserves its own chapter. Look, I get it. Being apart can make you feel insecure at times. You might wonder what your partner is up to, who they're with, or if they're still as invested as you are. Those feelings are completely normal. But instead of letting those doubts fester, use them as an opportunity to build even stronger trust. One way to do that is by being present in each other's lives, even from afar. Share your daily routines, your little victories, and even your mundane moments. Think of it like sending postcards from your day, just little snippets to let your partner know you're thinking of them. Another crucial aspect of trust is accountability. Trust is built on honesty and transparency, both online and offline. All right, let's talk tech, because let's face it, technology is the lifeline of any long-distance relationship. Thanks to the magic of the internet, staying connected has never been easier. First up, video calls, the next best thing to being there in person. Make it a regular thing to have virtual date nights, coffee dates, or even just casual hangouts where you can see each other's faces and hear each other's voices. Trust me, seeing your partner's smile or hearing their laughter can make all the difference when you're miles apart. And hey, it doesn't have to be all about scheduled calls either. Surprise each other with spontaneous video chats throughout the day. Just a quick thinking of you call can brighten their day and make the distance feel a little less daunting. Get creative with it. Use messaging apps to stay in constant contact throughout the day. Send each other funny memes, cute good morning texts, or just random thoughts that pop into your head. It's about creating a constant stream of connection, even if it's just through a few words on a screen. Okay, let's be real. Visits are the highlight of any long-distance relationship, right? Those precious moments when you finally get to hug, kiss, and just be in each other's presence after weeks or even months apart. It's like hitting the refresh button on your relationship. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Even visits require some planning to make sure they're everything you've been dreaming of. Talk to each other about your expectations for the visit. What are you hoping to do? Are there any specific places you want to see or things you want to experience together? Plan ahead, be present, and cherish every moment. So you're miles apart, and those visits seem few and far between. But fear not, my friend, because with a little creativity, you can still create meaningful shared experiences, even if it's through a screen. First up, let's talk virtual dates. Get creative with it. Order takeout from your favorite restaurants, light some candles, put on some music, and enjoy a romantic meal together over video chat. But dates aren't just about food, right? Think outside the box. How about a virtual movie night? Choose a film you'll both enjoy, sync up your screens, and snuggle up on the couch with your favorite snacks. You can even video chat during the movie to share your reactions and commentary. Remember, it's all about finding those shared experiences that bring you joy and make you feel closer even when you're miles apart. Okay, I know this might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. Maintaining your independence is crucial in a long-distance relationship. Now, before you start panicking, I'm not saying you need to ditch your partner and become a lone wolf. I'm simply saying that it's essential to have a life outside of your relationship, even when you're miles apart. Think about it. You're both individuals with your own unique interests, passions, and goals. And that's what makes your relationship so special. You don't want to lose yourself in the distance or become overly dependent on each other. Remember, a happy and fulfilled you is a better partner in the long run. Let's face it, conflict is a natural part of any relationship, whether you're in the same room or miles apart. It's how you handle those disagreements that can make or break your bond. Now, I know it can be tempting to brush things under the rug, especially when you're not physically together. But trust me, avoiding conflict will only lead to resentment and frustration down the line. So, how do you deal with disagreements constructively in a long-distance relationship? First and foremost, choose your battles wisely. Not every little thing requires a full-blown argument. Sometimes it's okay to let things slide or agree to disagree. Remember, it's not about winning the argument. It's about finding a resolution that works for both of you. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, money. Long-distance relationships can be expensive. Between flights, gifts, and those just because care packages, it's easy to blow your budget if you're not careful. But fear not, my friend, because with a little planning and open communication, you can manage your finances and still make your long-distance love work without going broke. First things first, have an honest conversation about your finances. Talk about your individual incomes, expenses, and financial goals. It's not about judging each other's spending habits. It's about being on the same page and creating a financial plan that works for both of you. Remember, it's about finding ways to express your love and affection without putting a strain on your finances. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, from communication to finances, but let's be real. The ultimate goal of most long-distance relationships is to eventually close the gap, right? To finally be together in the same city, under the same roof, without those pesky miles separating you. Now, I know it's not always easy, and sometimes life throws you curveballs, but having a plan for the future can make all the difference. First and foremost, talk about your timeline. When do you realistically see yourselves closing the distance? Are we talking months, years, or is it more of an open-ended situation? Once you have a timeline in mind, start discussing the logistics. Who will be making the move? What are the job prospects like in your chosen city? Where will you live? Remember, closing the distance is a big decision, and it's not something to rush into. Take your time, weigh your options, and make sure you're both on the same page before making any major life changes. So there you have it, my friends, a crash course in surviving and thriving in a long-distance relationship. Look, I know it's not always easy. There will be days when the distance feels insurmountable, when you miss each other more than words can say, and when you just want to throw in the towel. But trust me, it's all worth it. The love, the connection, the knowing that you have someone out there who gets you, who supports you, and who chooses you every single day, even from miles away. That's something truly special.